Did you go in the bedroom?
Started to. And I bumped into something, so I found the light, turned the light on before I walked in. No, thank you.
At that point, did you figure out what you'd bumped into?
He said he had to turn the light on.
And what was there?
Gage.
A grandfather walks into a quiet suburban home, expecting a normal Sunday morning. Instead, he steps right into a slaughterhouse. On December 13th, 2020, Timothy Saunders discovered a scene of absolute horror. His daughter Risa, her husband Daniel, and his 2 young grandsons had all been executed. Each victim had been shot in the head at close range while they slept. But as investigators flooded the gruesome scene, they realized one member of the family was completely unaccounted for. 16-year-old Gavin Smith was gone. Was he another victim? Or was he running? Police launched an immediate, desperate manhunt across West Virginia. Hours later, acting on a tip, heavily armed deputies breached a home 30 minutes away. Hiding in a back room, wedged completely out of sight behind a chest of drawers, was Gavin. He was alive, unharmed, and carrying a backpack. But it wasn't just Gavin in that room. It was his 17-year-old girlfriend, Rebecca Walker. What looked like a tragic runaway story instantly dissolved when investigators pulled the data from the teenagers' phones. They hadn't just planned the murders. Gavin had actually video called Rebecca while he carried out the executions.
I was on video chat with him while this was occurring, but I did encourage him by telling him to hurry up and do it.
While a 12-year-old and a 3-year-old were being murdered in their beds, his girlfriend was watching on a screen, telling him to move faster. It seemed like a case of pure, unadulterated evil. But as the trial loomed, a deeply unsettling moral gray area began to emerge.
You learn about the different ways that Gavin felt trapped.
The defense argued Gavin didn't snap out of greed or malice. They presented evidence of severe, ongoing domestic abuse, showing that the family locked away food and essentials under heavy padlocks, keeping Gavin in a state of perpetual trauma. The jury had to weigh the horrific abuse against the cold premeditation of a quadruple execution. Ultimately, the brutality of the crime outweighed the defense.
We find the defendant, Gavin Blaine Smith, guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of murder in the first degree as contained in count 2 of the indictment.
Gavin Smith was convicted on all counts, but because of his age, his story doesn't end. Under West Virginia law, juveniles cannot be sentenced to life without parole. While Gavin received a massive prison sentence, the law guarantees him a future eligibility hearing in just 15 years.